This is Danny Gavigan, and I play Renard in Rumination. The character of Renard originally was pitched to me by director Chad Eric Smith as sort of a Doc Brown character from Back to the Future, Christopher Lloyd's character. Chad kind of envisioned this larger-than-life personality that was a little kooky, a little unpredictable, mad scientist archetype. And when we were originally getting together to do a first read-through of Harold Jackson's film The Meek, in which Chad and I were actors, and Chad was an actor I've long admired, working in various short films and features, and this was a personal story of his, a short film that he had written from a personal kind of experience with heartache, and that immediately resonated with me, and I knew I couldn't wait to work with him, on this personally for personal reasons. And this idea of relationships and how people relate to one another and their idea of self, and time and consciousness, when I read the script, really struck me on a social chord more than anything. And so the idea of playing Renard as a person who's on the autistic spectrum came to me. And when I shared that with Chad, he was like, "Yeah, that sounds great. Let's try it. Let's do it." And we played around with it in initial rehearsals between me and Kelvin, who plays Elliot. And it kind of just worked. Chad was fascinated with what I was doing. My niece, Madison, really inspired me. She was diagnosed with autism from an early age, and just had her 18th birthday. So I kind of witnessed her growing up, and her social habits and eye contact and mannerisms, and you see that in Renard's character in my performance, and that's all thanks to Madison. And the reason I thought of someone on the spectrum was because of the social interactivity. But I also see Renard as someone who's kind of heartbroken in his own way, but crazy in love with science. So, I hope that comes across, and his inability really to maintain eye contact or maintain a relationship that is quote-unquote typical of many people really kind of spoke to me as beneficial to this story. And he's an interesting guy, and when we were on set, it was so much fun playing with pace and rhythm and eye contact. And what I loved about Chad's approach to telling this story is he also plays with pace and tone in terms of setting up the energy of the picture. And so it complements kind of the moment you meet Renard very nicely. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I just kind of showed up on set and let it fly. And I've never been more impressed and more proud and humbled and grateful for how a character came across in the grander scheme of a short film.